Good day and hello. My name is Brian. Today's a little bit more of an intellectual thing, semi-politics. Not really. Well, it is and it isn't. The discussion isn't in politics, but it actually works in a lot of other aspects too. Most of my stuff does. Let's see. Well, basically, it sort of got me a little bit chuckling in some ways. This is a nice way to phrase it. Of dealing with the present issue in different areas related to the term collective bargaining. Now, what got me chuckling is, of course, that they're trying to outlaw collective bargaining. But the thing is, if you outlaw collective bargaining, the people who are outlawing it, the different representatives in the different areas of government, technically, they're outlawing their own job. Because that's what collective bargaining is someone speaking for many people and supposedly having the voice of the people of who they represent. That's basically what collective bargaining is. So, like I said, I just started chuckling because when they start saying they're going to outlaw it, basically, like I said, they're outlawing their own jobs. So then, of course, let me start asking questions in different ways of, well, what is the actual problem that they would want to outlaw collective bargaining? The problem's not collective bargaining, but maybe the bargains that they have made. That's probably what the actual problem is they're upset with a certain bargain that's in existence, and they do not see any other way to cancel that bargain without canceling the whole idea of bargaining in the first place. Well, that's the way most of our stuff works, is unless you have one person coming up and actually making the deal with you, usually you have one person who represents a group of people to actually speak for them and actually do the deals for them. That's the way our whole representative government works also. You know, the whole idea behind the president in some ways is that he speaks for the collective bargaining power of the United States. A representative from a certain state, or even a senator, which is another type of representative, because they were representing something, basically speaks for the people representing them and collectively bargaining for those people. So if you outlaw collective bargaining, you're outlawing your own jobs. Come on. So the problem would be actually is looking at what is the actual problem. Is it because for some reason you don't like the bargains that are before you? You know, whatever term you want to use for this, you know, the deals, contracts, whatever else. Because that seems to be what sometimes the problem is you have this group, in this case they're usually dealing with the idea of unions, who has some upper hand in the negotiations such that you want to get rid of that upper hand. Maybe they have basically in some ways it's almost the idea of a monopoly also. Is if you want to hire a plumber, you have to hire a plumber that's part of a plumber's union. Well, isn't that technically also a monopoly because you can then only hire from the plumber's union? You can't hire an individual plumber. That's sort of where the issue is in some ways, is actually the idea of a monopoly case. So what they actually sort of need to do in some ways is not necessarily outlaw collective bargaining, but broaden the availability of multiple unions representing the same thing. So, in this case, with dealing with like teachers' unions or other public service unions and such, it's not getting rid of collective bargaining, getting rid of unions. It's being able to create more than one union beyond just the single one union, because otherwise it's technically a monopoly. My 2 cents on it. Very quick thing, but basically someone actually asked me to talk about a little bit on this, you know, sort of get my own opinion, and asked me for some assistance in this. And first I had, of course, look at the problem myself and try to figure out, well, what was my take on it? And I said, it just got me chuckling because they're outlawing their own jobs. Most people don't seem to think things through. I don't know why. Well, I hope you have had a beautiful day and will continue to do so. Bye.